In the heart of the dense, verdant jungle, where the canopy intertwined in an endless embrace with the sky, the air hung heavy with the scent of earth and life. Shafts of sunlight pierced through the thick foliage, dappling the forest floor in a mosaic of light and shadow. Here, amidst the towering trees and winding vines, life pulsed in a symphony of sounds and movements. At the edge of a small clearing, where sunlight filtered through a gap in the canopy, a family of elephants lumbered gracefully. The matriarch, with her majestic tusks gleaming in the soft light, led the way. Her ears, like enormous fans, fluttered gently, listening to the whispers of the jungle. Behind her trailed a line of younger elephants, their smaller frames and curious eyes a testament to their place in the herd. In the underbrush, unseen by the elephants but keenly aware of their presence, a sleek predator moved with calculated grace. The leopard, her golden coat adorned with intricate rosettes that mirrored the patterns of sunlight filtering through the leaves above, stalked silently. Her muscles tensed with every step, blending seamlessly with the dappled shadows cast upon the forest floor. Above them all, a symphony of avian life filled the air. Rainbow-colored parrots flashed through the canopy, their calls ringing out like laughter against the backdrop of chirping insects and the distant rumble of a waterfall. Toucans, with their oversized bills painted in vibrant hues, perched on branches, their calls resonating through the trees like ancient melodies. Nearby, a troop of monkeys swung effortlessly from branch to branch, their acrobatic antics a testament to their agility and playfulness. The oldest among them, a wise old male with a silvered mane, surveyed his domain with a mix of vigilance and curiosity. His keen eyes missed nothing, from the smallest insect crawling along a leaf to the distant rustle of prey moving through the undergrowth. In the midst of this vibrant tapestry of life, a small stream wound its way through the jungle, its crystal-clear waters reflecting the endless greenery and azure sky above. Along its banks, delicate flowers bloomed in a riot of colors, their petals kissed by the morning dew. Butterflies, their wings painted in shades of sapphire and emerald, flitted from bloom to bloom, adding their own fleeting brilliance to the scene. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the forest floor, the jungle stirred with a different kind of life. Nocturnal creatures emerged from their daytime hideaways, their eyes gleaming in the gathering darkness. A pair of owls, their feathers as soft as the night itself, soared silently overhead, their haunting calls echoing through the trees. And so in the jungle, the mighty jungle, life continued its timeless dance. From the smallest insect to the largest predator, each creature played its part in the intricate web of existence. Here, amid the beauty and the danger, something slept tonight, cradled in the embrace of the wild and untamed world that stretched endlessly beyond the horizon. Deep in the heart of the jungle, where ancient trees intertwined their roots and moss-covered stones whispered tales of forgotten epochs, a rare and majestic sight unfolded as the sun dipped below the horizon. Nestled amidst a thicket of ferns and vines, a rare and elusive creature stirred from its slumber. The creature was a jaguar, its sleek coat shimmering in the fading light like liquid gold. Its muscular form rippled with every movement as it stretched languidly, yawning to reveal gleaming teeth. Amber eyes, sharp and intelligent, scanned the surroundings with a predatory focus. This was a Maru, named for the spirit of the jaguar in the legends whispered by the indigenous tribes of the jungle. Amaru rose gracefully to his feet, muscles bunching and releasing beneath his coat as he prepared to embark on the night's hunt. He knew the rhythms of the jungle intimately, the ebb and flow of life that dictated when to move and when to remain hidden. With silent steps, he prowled through the underbrush, his senses attuned to every rustle and scent. Above him, the stars began to emerge, casting a silver glow upon the canopy. Fireflies danced in the air, their tiny lights flickering like ethereal lanterns in the night. The air grew cooler, carrying with it the scent of damp earth and distant blossoms. Elsewhere in the jungle, a family of sloths clung to the branches of a massive chiba tree, their slow movements a stark contrast to Amaru's swift grace. The mother sloth cradled her tiny offspring to her chest, their fur blending seamlessly with the moss-covered trunk. High above, a pair of howler monkeys added their deep, resonant calls to the nocturnal chorus, their voices reverberating through the canopy like a primal symphony. Near the edge of a tranquil lagoon, where the moonlight painted silver pathways across the water's surface, a solitary caiman patrolled silently. Its armored scales glistened with moisture as it moved with the deceptive languor of a creature that knew its domain well. Frogs croaked in the reeds, their voices rising and falling in syncopated rhythms, while dragonflies darted among the lily pads, their iridescent wings catching the moon's light. As Amaru continued his hunt, his amber eyes caught sight of movement in the shadows. A herd of peccaries, their bristled coats a patchwork of earth tones, rooted in the undergrowth, oblivious to the predator stalking them. With a flick of his tail and a soft growl that rumbled deep in his chest, Amaru melted into the darkness, becoming one with the night itself. The jungle held its breath, the air thick with anticipation. This was a world where the line between predator and prey blurred with every heartbeat, where life and death danced in a timeless rhythm. And as Amaru closed in on his quarry, the jungle whispered its secrets to the stars above, a testament to the enduring spirit of wildness that thrived in its depths. Under the silvery light of the moon, Amaru moved with calculated precision, blending seamlessly into the shadows as he closed the distance to the herd of peccaries. His padded paws made no sound on the leaf-strewn forest floor. Every sinew of his powerful frame coiled in anticipation. The peccaries, sensing a disturbance in the air, grew restless. Their ears twitched, noses sniffing cautiously at the breeze that carried the scent of approaching danger. Amaru froze, muscles tense as he assessed the situation. He knew patience was his greatest ally in the hunt. Moments stretched into eternity as Amaru waited, his breath slow and steady. The peccaries, sensing no immediate threat, resumed their foraging. It was a young male, straying slightly from the safety of the group, that caught Amaru's attention. His amber eyes locked onto the vulnerable prey, calculating the angle of approach and the timing of his strike. With a sudden burst of speed that belied his silent vigil, Amaru lunged forward. The undergrowth exploded in a flurry of motion as he closed the distance in a heartbeat. The young peccary, startled by the sudden movement, squealed in alarm, but it was too late. Amaru's powerful jaws closed around the creature's neck in a swift and decisive motion. The jungle erupted in a cacophony of sounds. Birds took flight from their roosts, their wings beating a frantic rhythm against the night sky. The peccaries scattered in all directions, their hooves drumming a panicked tattoo on the forest floor. Amaru, his prize secured, retreated into the shadows to enjoy the fruits of his labor. Farther away, near the banks of a tranquil river that wound through the heart of the jungle, a family of capybaras emerged cautiously from the reeds. Their sleek bodies moved with a fluid grace as they ventured into the open, noses twitching as they searched for tender shoots of water plants to nibble on. The youngest capybara, a playful bundle of fur and curiosity, bounded ahead, its tiny tail wagging excitedly. Overhead, the canopy rustled with the movements of nocturnal creatures. A pair of ocelots, their spotted coats shimmering like ghosts in the moonlight, prowled along the branches in search of smaller prey. Tree frogs croaked in chorus, their voices blending into a soothing melody that echoed through the jungle. As the night deepened, a sense of tranquility settled over the jungle once more. Amaru, sated and content, lay amidst the roots of an ancient tree, his golden coat glowing softly in the moon's gentle embrace. Around him, life continued its ceaseless cycle, the pulse of the jungle echoing through every leaf and blade of grass. In the distance, the rhythmic beat of tribal drums carried on the night breeze, a reminder of the ancient bond between the jungle and those who called it home. This was a world where the raw beauty of nature thrived, where every creature played its part in the intricate tapestry of life. And as the night wore on, the jungle remained a testament to the enduring spirit of wildness that flowed through its veins. As the night wore on, the jungle enveloped itself in a cloak of darkness, punctuated only by the occasional glimmer of starlight filtering through the dense canopy. Amaru, the jaguar, rested beneath the ancient tree, his senses keenly attuned to the slightest disturbance in the surrounding wilderness. From the depths of the jungle, a chorus of voices rose and intertwined with the night air. It was the haunting call of a lone wolf, its mournful howl echoing across the expanse. The sound carried far, stirring a response from distant kin, who added their own voices to the nocturnal symphony. Nearby, the river continued its ceaseless journey, its gentle currents whispering secrets to the moonlit stones that lined its banks. Fish darted beneath the surface, silver flashes that mirrored the stars above, while a solitary heron stood sentinel at the water's edge, its long neck poised like an elegant curve of the moon. Above the river, fireflies wove patterns of light in the darkness, their bioluminescent dance a mesmerizing display. They flickered among the ferns and orchids, casting a soft glow that illuminated the hidden corners of the jungle, revealing the delicate intricacies of its flora and fauna. Farther away, atop a moss-covered boulder nestled in the heart of the jungle, a family of nocturnal monkeys huddled together for warmth. Their fur, a blend of grays and blacks, blended seamlessly with the shadows that enveloped them. The youngest monkey clung tightly to its mother's back, wide-eyed and curious, while the father kept watch, his amber eyes scanning the canopy for any signs of danger. In a distant clearing, where the moonlight filtered through a gap in the treetops, a majestic stag emerged from the shadows. Its antlers, like branches adorned with velvet, glinted in the silver glow as it moved with a regal grace. The stag paused at the edge of a moonlit glade, its breath visible in the cool night air, before disappearing into the darkness once more. High above, the constellations painted their celestial portraits upon the velvet canvas of the sky. The Southern Cross gleamed brightly, a beacon for lost travelers, while the Milky Way arched overhead like a river of stars. It was a tapestry woven with myths and legends, each star a story waiting to be told. As the night deepened, a sense of peace settled over the jungle, a timeless tranquility that transcended the boundaries of space and time. Here, amid the ancient trees and winding rivers, life unfolded in a symphony of sounds and sensations, each moment a testament to the enduring beauty of the natural world. And so, in the heart of the jungle, where the mighty creatures prowled and the gentle spirits roamed, something slept tonight, cradled in the embrace of a world where dreams whispered on the breeze and the stars painted their stories across the heavens. In the deepest reaches of the jungle, where the veil between the material and the mystical seemed thinnest, a rare phenomenon unfolded under the cover of night. A gentle mist began to rise from the forest floor, its ethereal tendrils curling around ancient tree trunks and weaving through the dense undergrowth. This mist, born of the union between the cool river currents and the warmth of the day's lingering breath, carried with it a sense of enchantment. As it drifted lazily through the canopy, the mist seemed to stir the very essence of the jungle. Flowers that had closed their petals for the night began to release their intoxicating fragrances, filling the air with a heady perfume that mingled with the earthy aroma of damp leaves and rich soil. It was a symphony of scents, orchestrated by the unseen hand of nature herself. Deep within a secluded grove, where moonlight filtered through a canopy of broad leaves, a hidden pool reflected the night sky like a mirror. The surface of the water shimmered with the gentle ripples created by the occasional touch of a fish or the dip of a nocturnal bird seeking a midnight drink. Frogs, their throats pulsing with life, croaked in harmony, their calls a lullaby to the jungle's nocturnal inhabitants. Nearby, a family of anteaters moved with deliberate grace, their slender bodies gliding effortlessly over fallen branches and tangled roots. Their long snouts probed the leaf litter, seeking out ants and termites with methodical precision. Occasionally, a playful flick of a tail or a soft snort of contentment broke the silence as they went about their nightly foraging. Above them, the canopy teemed with life. Slender-tailed kinkajous, their large eyes gleaming in the darkness, leaped from branch to branch in search of ripe fruit and succulent blossoms. Their calls, a mixture of chattering and whistling, echoed through the treetops like laughter in the night. In a distant corner of the jungle, hidden amidst a tangle of vines and ferns, a mother jaguar nursed her cubs. Their spotted coats, still soft and malleable, blended seamlessly with the dappled shadows cast by the moon. The mother jaguar, vigilant yet serene, groomed her offspring with gentle strokes of her tongue, imparting lessons that transcended language. As the mist continued its slow dance through the jungle, it seemed to carry with it the dreams of ancient spirits, and the whispered secrets of generations past. It wrapped the jungle in a comforting embrace, softening the edges of reality and inviting all who dwelled within its embrace to surrender to the tranquility of the night. And so, in the heart of the jungle, where time moved to the rhythm of the earth's heartbeat and the stars painted their stories upon the sky, something slept tonight. It was not merely a physical slumber, but a state of being, a connection to the endless cycle of life and death that wove through the fabric of the wild. In this enchanted realm, where the boundaries between the seen and the unseen blurred, the jungle held its secrets close, guarding them with the gentle strength of a mother cradling her child. As the night deepened and the mist continued to weave its mystical veil through the jungle, other creatures stirred in the quietude. High in the branches, a pair of luminescent eyes gleamed with an otherworldly glow. It was a nocturnal lemur, its fur adorned with patterns that seemed to shimmer in the faint moonlight. Known locally as the ghost lemur, it moved with an eerie grace, its agile form navigating the intricate network of vines and branches without a sound. Below, on the forest floor, a solitary tapir emerged from the shadows, its large, rounded body a testament to its gentle nature. With a cautious step, it approached a moonlit clearing where a natural salt lick had formed. The tapir's sensitive muzzle tested the mineral-rich earth, and satisfied, it began to partake in the essential nutrients it offered, its presence a reminder of the delicate balance between predator and prey in the jungle's ecosystem. Nearby, a family of giant river otters frolicked in the cool waters of a winding stream. Their sleek bodies darted beneath the surface with effortless grace, their playful chirps and splashes punctuating the night air. They were skilled hunters, their webbed paws adept at catching fish and crustaceans that thrived in the river's bounty. In the midst of this nocturnal activity, a lone figure moved with purpose through the underbrush. It was an indigenous hunter, his bare feet making no sound on the leaf-strewn ground as he navigated the terrain he knew intimately. He carried a bow crafted from the resilient wood of the jungle's trees and a quiver of arrows tipped with obsidian points, honed to deadly precision. The hunter's senses were finely tuned to the nuances of the jungle's nocturnal symphony. He read the signs left by the creatures that passed before him, the faint imprint of a jaguar's paw in the mud, the delicate webbing of a spider monkey's nest in the canopy above. His knowledge was not just of survival, but of coexistence, born from a deep respect for the spirits that dwelled in every leaf, rock, and shadow. As he moved deeper into the jungle, the hunter's pace slowed. He sensed he was nearing his quarry, a tapir whose movements he had tracked since the early hours of the evening. His bow was ready, an extension of his will and a tool of necessity in the circle of life that sustained both hunter and hunted. In the distance, the first hints of dawn began to lighten the eastern sky. The jungle, sensing the approaching day, seemed to hold its breath in anticipation of the sun's arrival. Birds stirred in their roosts, their songs gradually building into a crescendo that would greet the new day with joyful exuberance. But for now, in the quiet moments before dawn, the jungle belonged to the nocturnal creatures and the solitary hunter who moved among them with reverence and purpose. It was a timeless tableau, where life unfolded in its rawest and most beautiful forms, guided by the rhythms of the earth and the wisdom of generations past. And so, as the night waned and the mist dispersed, the jungle's pulse continued unabated, a testament to the enduring spirit of wildness that thrived in its heart. As the first rays of dawn began to filter through the dense canopy, casting a warm golden hue over the jungle, the nocturnal realm reluctantly yielded to the waking world. The ghost lemur, with its ethereal eyes, retreated into the deeper shadows of the forest, blending seamlessly with the bark of ancient trees. The tapir, satisfied with its nourishing salt lick, ambled back into the undergrowth, leaving behind faint traces of its passage. Meanwhile, the giant river otters completed their playful antics in the stream, their sleek bodies disappearing beneath the surface as they returned to the safety of their den hidden among the gnarled roots of an overhanging tree. Their chirps and splashes faded into the background, replaced by the gradually intensifying chorus of diurnal birds greeting the new day with melodic calls. High above the jungle floor, towering kapok tree that soared above its neighbors, a pair of harpy eagles emerged from their roost. Their massive wings, adorned with feathers as dark as midnight, stretched wide as they prepared for their first flight of the day. With powerful thrusts, they launched into the air, their keen eyes scanning the forest canopy below for signs of movement. Down on the forest floor, the indigenous hunter continued his quiet pursuit. He moved with a patient determination, following the faint traces left by the tapir he sought. His senses were attuned not only to the physical world around him, but also to the spiritual energies that flowed through the jungle like a river of life. He felt the pulse of the earth beneath his feet, guiding him toward his prey. The hunter's bow remained at the ready, a testament to his skill and respect for the jungle's bounty. His movements were deliberate and calculated, a dance with nature that echoed the ancient rhythms of his ancestors. He knew the tapir's habits well, anticipating its next move with the intuition born of a lifetime spent in communion with the wild. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, bathing the jungle in a warm embrace, the hunter's perseverance was rewarded. Ahead, he spotted the tapir grazing peacefully in a sun-dappled clearing. Its large, gentle eyes surveyed its surroundings with a calmness that belied the inherent danger of its existence. With practiced precision, the hunter drew his bow and took aim. His arrow flew true, guided by skill and respect for the cycle of life that governed the jungle. The tapir, caught unaware, faltered momentarily before succumbing to the inevitable. It was a moment of solemnity and gratitude, as the hunter offered a prayer of thanks to the spirit of the tapir for sustaining him and his community. In the distance, the harpy eagles, having spotted movement below, circled lazily on the thermals rising from the forest floor. Their piercing cries echoed through the canopy, a reminder that in the jungle, life and death danced in an eternal cycle of balance and harmony. And so, as the day unfolded and the jungle awakened fully to the symphony of life, the hunter returned to his village, his catch slung over his shoulder as a testament to the interconnectedness of all beings in the tapestry of existence. The jungle, in its timeless wisdom, continued to thrive, its secrets hidden within the depths of its emerald embrace, awaiting those who dared to listen and learn. As the hunter made his way back through the jungle, he carried with him not just the physical weight of the tapir, but a deeper sense of connection to the land and its inhabitants. The forest around him seemed to pulse with life, each tree, each animal, each plant contributing to the intricate web of existence that sustained them all. Along the path, he encountered signs of other creatures going about their daily routines. A troop of spider monkeys swung gracefully from branch to branch, their agile movements a testament to their arboreal mastery. They chattered excitedly amongst themselves, their social bonds as strong and complex as any human community. Deeper into the underbrush, he spotted a pair of jaguars, a male and female, nuzzling affectionately. They rubbed their heads together in a display of intimacy that spoke of their deep bond. These apex predators, like the tapir and the harpy eagles, played crucial roles in maintaining the balance of the jungle ecosystem. Above, the canopy teemed with avian life. Vibrantly colored toucans and macaws flashed through the foliage, their raucous calls echoing through the trees. Hummingbirds, their wings a blur of iridescence, hovered near nectar-laden blossoms, their delicate forms a marvel of evolution's efficiency. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, shafts of light filtered through the dense foliage, illuminating patches of vibrant undergrowth. Orchids bloomed in a riot of colors, deep purples, bright oranges, and delicate pinks, while bromeliads cradled pools of rainwater, providing essential habitats for frogs and insects. Near a tranquil river, the hunter paused to refresh himself, dipping his hands into the cool, clear water. Fish darted around his ankles, their scales glinting in the sunlight as they navigated the currents. Dragonflies danced above the water's surface, their translucent wings catching the light in a kaleidoscope of colors. Continuing on his journey, the hunter's thoughts turned to his village and the responsibilities that awaited him there. The tapir slung over his shoulder represented not just sustenance, but a gift from the jungle itself, a reminder of the mutual respect and harmony that existed between humans and their natural surroundings. As he approached the edge of the jungle, sounds of village life began to filter through the trees, the laughter of children, the rhythmic beating of drums, the comforting hum of daily chores. The hunter's heart swelled with a sense of belonging as he crossed into the familiar clearing, greeted warmly by fellow villagers who had awaited his return. Together, they prepared the tapper for a communal feast, sharing stories and laughter as they worked. The elders recounted tales of ancient spirits and heroic deeds, passing down wisdom that had sustained their people for generations. The children listened wide-eyed, eager to absorb the lessons of their ancestors. And so, as evening descended once more and the jungle settled into a nocturnal lull, the village celebrated the bounty of the hunt and the enduring bond between humanity and the natural world. The hunter, with a heart full of gratitude, looked out over the familiar landscape, knowing that tomorrow would bring new adventures and opportunities to learn from the jungle's timeless wisdom. As night descended upon the village nestled at the edge of the jungle, the air was alive with the flickering glow of fireflies and the distant calls of nocturnal creatures. The communal feast had brought together villagers of all ages, their faces illuminated by the warm light of torches and the crackling flames of the central bonfire. Around the fire, elders shared tales of bravery and resilience, weaving together a tapestry of folklore that spoke of the jungle's mysteries and the spirits that dwelled within. They spoke of encounters with jaguars and harpy eagles, of journeys deep into the heart of the jungle, where the boundaries between the seen and unseen blurred. Children sat wide-eyed and attentive, captivated by stories that transported them into a world where humans lived in harmony with nature. They learned of the importance of respecting the balance of the jungle, of honoring the spirits of animals and plants that sustained their existence. Meanwhile, the hunter stood at the outskirts of the gathering, his gaze drifting toward the dark silhouette of the jungle beyond. He felt a deep sense of fulfillment knowing that the tapper he had hunted would nourish his community for days to come. It was a reminder of the delicate balance between taking from the land and giving back, a principle ingrained in the traditions passed down through generations. As the night wore on, the rhythms of the village began to synchronize with those of the jungle itself. The rhythmic beating of drums echoed through the clearing, punctuated by the melodic chants of ceremonial psalms. Villagers danced in a circle around the fire, their movements fluid and synchronized, a celebration of life and unity. Amidst the festivities, offerings of gratitude were made to the spirits of the jungle. A handful of maize placed reverently on a woven mat, a garland of wildflowers adorning the base of a towering chiba tree. These gestures symbolized the villagers' deep reverence for the natural world and their belief in the interconnectedness of all living beings. As the fire burned low and the night deepened, a sense of peace settled over the village. The hunter, now seated among his fellow villagers, listened to the steady pulse of the jungle beyond. In the distance, a chorus of frogs continued their nightly serenade, their voices blending with the distant roar of a waterfall. For the villagers, this night was not just a celebration of a successful hunt, but a reaffirmation of their bond with the land that sustained them. They knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges and opportunities, but tonight, under the watchful gaze of the stars and the protective embrace of the jungle, they found solace in the timeless rhythms of life.